Hey, yo, what's gaming players? It's your boy, Desmond Sharpman, back out here on this Madden NFL 21 franchise mode. And we are here, guys, with another 1 o'clock scheduled game here in week number 13. Now, in this matchup, we have the Washington football team taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. For Washington, this season hasn't going pretty well. It hasn't been going pretty well. They come in with an 0-11 record currently on the season. And for Pittsburgh, they come in with a record of 8-3, playing well football. They're playing good football, and they're currently in the playoffs. Haven't clinched it just yet, but they're currently the 6th seed in the playoffs. Their current matchup would be the Tennessee Titans, but that could change because we still have 4 more weeks left of the season. And Washington, you already know that they are totally out of the competition. And the Steelers are also the 3rd seed in the AFC North Division. Now, if you haven't seen the rest of week number 13, make sure to go check it out. And make sure to check out the last 12 weeks, just in case you missed those weeks, so you won't be able to miss those as well. Because this season has been fun. It has been great, and we're hoping for more things to come as we have 4 weeks remaining of the season to go. So with that being said, we're set for football. So let's head up to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh as Washington's trying to end that losing streak. Pittsburgh's trying to keep on winning for possibly a shot in the playoffs. But they're currently in, so they're trying to keep on winning. Let's go.
Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. They won the black and gold here in the Steel City. A few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with the Washington football team.
And there's the Anthony Abdul-Jabbar. Those were his stats in his last game against Baltimore, where the Steelers were able to win that game.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, like some might say that football is a young man's fancy, so to speak, but don't tell that to these two quarterbacks because they come in here with a lot, and I mean a lot of NFL.
Alright, so Washington, they're going to kick it out to the Steelers to start the ball game. So we will see Big Ben in that Steeler offense to start the game. And with that, we are underway from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And Switzer, he's not going to return this one, so the first drive will begin at the 25-yard line for that man, Big Ben, Ben Roethlisberger, and that Steeler offense.
Touchdown passes, that was positive, but more than 2 interceptions. Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. Would have been somebody say no. Running isn't everything. It's the only thing. And that's what he's hangs his hat on after last week's game.
So 1st and 10 here for Pittsburgh. On the first play, they handed to Connor. And it looks like he didn't get anything that time. No gain that time.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense. Linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there. Unfortunately, nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's
Here's Big Ben. And this time he got hit as he tried to release it. Incomplete.
That's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. Remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore. On 3rd down.
Big Ben looking to throw. And open is Anthony Abdul-Jabbar. And he'll go down across midfield and inside the 45. First down, Pittsburgh.
Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence? It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant. Time to regroup. So the big play gets him across.
So after that big play, 1st and 10. Here's Connor. And he'll go down inside the 35. And another first down for Pittsburgh.
James Conner only 715 combined yards, but 2018, he was a Pro Bowl running back. Combined yardage that year, 1,470. They're having for 2018 James Conner in 2020. On 1st down,
Here's Big Ben. And that was knocked away.
That's knocked down and incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
And here's Connor. And he'll go down, getting it to the 28-yard line.
A quick burst there and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game. Brings up 3rd and 5. An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
3rd and 5. Here's Big Ben. And he's sacked. And Chase Young, I believe that's his first sack of the season there.
Gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now.
So that brings up a 4th down for Pittsburgh. So the Steelers don't go 3 and out. They still do go 3 and out, but no field goal though. Wow. So they're gonna punt it away.
Comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away.
And Pittsburgh, they're gonna use a timeout.
Taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter.
Oh, so it looks like Pittsburgh's gonna trust on Chris Boswell here.
And wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be
A 58-yarder.
It's a 58-yard attempt.
And Boswell. And he missed it. The Steelers did try, but he missed it. So Washington, they're going to get the ball back. Well, they're going to get the ball for the first time in this game.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Partner doesn't seem like it. But that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on it. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game. But sometimes it's almost like, oh, what now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here? Yeah, he's probably saying he can't get in the end zone. Can you give me
And he's going to find R.J. Watt out of the backfield.
He can't connect. And this will be
A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and 3.
7 yards. They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency. And that was a good start.
And here's a toss to R.J. Watt. And R.J. Watt now with some running room down the right sideline.
That really gets
And he'll go down inside the 10 to the 8. He needs to start improving that ground game. A gain of 36 that time. RJ Watt, he needs to start getting to the end zone more because his touchdowns is only to 3 on the season. Like, how can you win and you only got 3 rushing touchdowns on the season?
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10.
First and goal. Here's Watt. And he's in for a Washington touchdown.
A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And Washington has taken a first quarter lead.
The losing streak can take on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do now the key holding on to that attitude.
Here's the extra point. And this one's good. And it's 7-0 Washington.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Sitting down to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And Switz is not going to return this one. This one's going to be a touchback.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they can be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs.
And here's Connor. And down he goes, getting this to the 26 for only a gain of a yard.
2-game losing streak they have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum down.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger over the middle, and he finds the rookie receiver Chase Claypool for a first down.
He takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down.
That's the one with the watch right there. Nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Big Ben so far. He has done a great job connecting with his receivers. And it's working again here in week 13. Even though we are in week 13, he's still playing well, connected with his receivers.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger finding D'Anthony Abdul-Jabbar. And he'll go down at the 46-yard line.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger. And that's intercepted.
Schuster, but it's intercepted.
Josh Landry picks it.
32. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Over first down 10 at their own 39-yard line.
So how about that? Washington gets the touchdown in their opening possession, and then they get the interception.
Out there, set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
And here's why. And they're gonna bring him down at the 42, which is gonna bring the first quarter to a close. Washington with a 7-0 lead.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Start the second quarter in Pittsburgh. A 7-0 lead here for Washington. Here's Watt on another carry. And he'll go down right at the 43-yard line.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
3rd and 6. Smith into coverage, and that one's incomplete. Great defense there by Pittsburgh. So Washington, they go 3 and out.
Recommitting themselves to the task at hand and forcing a 3 and out and giving the ball back to their offense.
Here's the Pro Bowl punter Tressway on the punt for Washington.
So Tressway sends this one way out there, but no return is going to be handed. So that's going to be a touchback.
For a touchback. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful not being too cautious.
1st and 10. Here's Connor. And he'll go down right at the 23. A gain of 3 that time.
At the 23.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but from both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay.
Big Ben throwing for D'Anthony Abdul-Jabbar, who's got room down the right sideline. He stays in bounds, and he's going to score a Pittsburgh touchdown. How about D'Anthony Abdul-Jabbar so far through the season? He comes into the league in week 8 when his team was on the bye, and while his team is on this win streak, he continues to have a good season. And Boswell puts in the extra point to tie the game at 7. Here's Boswell to kick this one away. And this one's not going to be returned, as this one's going to be a touchback.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit and try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before and realize it hasn't worked for someone else. And maybe try and find one of those special plays.
Smith, and he's going to run with it. And he only picks up a gain of a yard that time.
The keeper, and it'll be second down.
Any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so they can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there. And he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
And here's why. And luckily, he had nowhere to go that time. Tackle right at the 26.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
So now 3rd and 9 here for Washington.
From the gun, here's Smith.
Smith looking to throw, and he's going to go down. Wes Gilmore picks up the sack, and that brings up a 4th down.
He's been remarkable lately. I think that goes all the way back to not just his off season, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Tressway, he's on the punt this one for Washington as they go 3 and out. So they're gonna have to get the ball back to Pittsburgh. Here's Ryan Switzer, and he'll go down at the 41-yard line. Look at that! Look at that! That's the Anthony Abdul-Jabbar season so far. Already near 1,000 yards receiving this season.
Another eager to get out there and put it on display.
It's a big bet on the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And here's Connor. And he'll go down, getting this to midfield. A gain of 9.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Here's Big Ben. And he's going to find the Anthony Abdul-Jabbar. And down he goes, getting this to the 24-yard line. 1st down, Pittsburgh. Big Ben starting to move the ball around. You see, after collecting the Anthony Abdul-Jabbar, their team has been great.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger, nobody's open, so he's going to get rid of this one.
Seeing no options, he throws it away. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger, and that was incomplete. I don't know where DeAnthony Abdul-Jabbar was even going that time. I really have no idea where he was going that time, but 3rd and 10 now.
The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Roethlisberger, and he's gonna find DeAnthony Abdul-Jabbar, and he'll go down at the 1-yard line.
So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
So 1st and goal here for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger. Oh, Eric Ebron couldn't hold on that time.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Ben to throw again.
Big Ben looking to throw, and he throws this one away.
But it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Third and goal. Roethlisberger finds the Anthony Abdul-Jabbar. Touchdown Steelers.
This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your
Here's Boswell. And he puts in the extra point. And now it's 14-0 Pittsburgh. Well, 14-7 though. 14-7. Here's Boswell to get this one away. And this one's going to be returned from the end zone. And down he goes, getting this to the 26-yard line.
Washington as they come onto the field. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that. Maybe they get this game tied up.
First and 10 here for Smith. And he goes down. Wes Gilmore. He picks up his 2nd sack in the game. That Washington offensive line has had its struggles trying to protect their quarterback. They have had their struggles. And that's one of the reasons why they're on this 11-game losing streak. One of the reasons they have not won a game yet.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
2nd and 21 here for Smith. And he's sacked again. Wes Gilmore for the 3rd time now. I just don't know what's going on with the Washington offensive line. Like, they have had their issues throughout the season. They just can't protect their quarterbacks. And that has been the issue for them. And here's Watt on 3rd down, and he's not going to pick up the first.
And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
So Washington, they're going to punt this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
And Ryan Switzer, he's not going to return this one. And they're going to down this one at the 26-yard line.
Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively offensively.
Big Ben. And he's going to find Anthony Abdul-Jabbar. And I believe he was able to get out of bounds, but I don't know if that's going to do anything to the clock.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Big Ben. And he's going to find Chase Claypool. And he'll go down right at the 32. So I guess the Steelers had the quick throw and call a quick timeout right after that. So Boswell on for the field goal.
This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash.
And Chris Boswell kick is good. And he gives the Steelers a 10-point lead at halftime.
Season. It's week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on.
And up next, we're going to be in the Meadowlands, MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The unbeaten Jets taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Then we're going to be in Minnesota, the 1-10 Jags facing off with the 1-10 Minnesota Vikings.
Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play in the 2nd quarter. In the game you've been watching, it was Ben Roethlisberger who led the way offensively in the first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Goddard.
So in the first half, Washington was up 7-0, but then Big Ben and the Steelers just turned things around to grab a 17-7 lead. So Washington's going to get the ball to start the 2nd half. as Pittsburgh's trying to keep their lead. And this was not going to be returned, as this was going to be a touchback.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And here's why. And that run goes nowhere. Losing yardage to the 22-yard line. Khalil James with a huge tackle that time.
I think they've got to like where they are here on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
2nd and 13. Watt with a toss, right side. And he'll go down, getting us to the 27-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Here's Alex Smith looking to throw it. He's sacked. Cameron Hayward, he gets the sack that time. And that brings up a 4th down.
How much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Look at his 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping the quarterback upright and clean in the pocket.
I just don't understand what's going on with that Washington offensive line, but they are getting tortured by that defense for Pittsburgh. They are getting tortured. I mean, no matter what happens, either if a receiver is not guarded or guarded, the defense is just right there just to get the sack. And that has been their issue so far in this game. As the Steelers, they're going to take over possession with Big Ben leading the way.
He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves. Not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it deserves, right?
Well, the protection's been great. That's where you go.
The pitch has been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burke, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 36.
1st and 10. Here's Big Ben, and he's going to find Abdul-Jabbar again. As those two just continue to connect. His 8th reception in the game so far.
And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover it, double and triple, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a group and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Roethlisberger on the run, and he finds Abdul-Jabbar. As the pressure was coming at Big Ben, he was able to get rid of it.
Receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become different.
Washington is already having, well, not already, but they have been having issues containing Abdul-Jabbar, and that's been their issue so far this season. Big Ben, and this pass right here, Connor, is going to go nowhere. A loss of 6 that time.
Completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards.
You know the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past Jared. Leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to
Big Ben, Enzo, caught by Abdul-Jabbar. Touchdown Steelers. This man is on a one-man wrecking crew. No matter what happens, he's going to make sure he catches that football.
This seemed like a team that was ready to put 60 minutes. And while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
And Washington just continues to struggle.
Boswell for the extra point.
Here's Boswell for the extra point. And he puts it in to make it 24-7 game.
To 17. So that drive for 4 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown.
So now what is Washington going to do? Because now they're down 24-7.
Now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this one's not going to be returned, as this one's going to be a touchback.
He will not attempt to return. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. These guys had a punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on a base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now.
Here's Smith looking, and he goes down again. This time TJ Watt, he gets the sack.
Number 6 now for him on the year.
Brand, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And that has been the issue for Washington. They can't protect their quarterbacks. They just continue to struggle. Their defense keeps giving up a lot of points, and the run game hasn't been going well. So what can they do? Obviously, what can they do? I mean, the only thing now they could be ready to do is be ready for the off season, see what they can do, because their shot at going to the playoffs, it's been over with. Smith going deep downfield for McLaurin, and he dropped it. Look at that. Only 1 for 3 throwing the ball. And here's Switzer. And he'll go down, getting this to the 38-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out on the field. They got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
And here's Connor. And he'll go down at the 42-yard line. A gain of 3.
It's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
2nd and 7. Connor. And he goes backwards, losing yardage to the 40.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind.
Big Ben. And he's going to find the rookie Chase Claypool. First down Steelers. They just continue to roll.
The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. And that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in his performance.
Big Ben, pressure coming at him. And he's going to find Abdul-Jabbar again. And he's got another first down.
Another good game. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Now in Pittsburgh, the Steelers football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
And here's Connor. On the first play of quarter number 4, he'll go down at the 21.
Some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to take it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense.
And Connor with open space left side, and he'll go down at the 12-yard line.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said to the defensive line. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting
and here's Connor. And he'll go down at the 8-yard line.
They're pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 here for Pittsburgh.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger in the coverage, and that's intercepted.
Picked up by
Fabian Moreau with the pick.
Whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines,
and here's Watt looking to get out of trouble, and he picks up a gain of 2.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Brings up 2nd and 8.
And here's Watt. And he'll go down right at the 15. First down.
This size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up with big.
And Smith with pressure coming, and it's incomplete.
That's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. 2nd and 10, Smith again.
Smith, and and Watt dropped it again.
He tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well. Like, I've got to be there right now. Instead of this
Smith looking deep for McLaurin, and he's got him. Terry McLaurin for the touchdown.
Terry McLaurin, 85 yards. And Washington able to close the gap just a bit.
You got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late. But they can give up a big pass.
Hopkins, he puts in the extra point, and that was 24-14.
24-14 now. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Well, it looks like Washington is going to trust their defense here.
Tennessee's going to look more interesting, and the kick is away. Fields it in the middle.
And this one's not going to be returned, so this one's going to be a touchback.
To the 25. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands to get back to a two-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw.
And here's Connor. And he'll go down at the 30-yard line. Or in a 5.
Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
At the 30-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
And play action, and Big Ben goes down immediately. Kendall Fuller bringing the pressure. He gets the sack.
This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
3rd down, play faking. And Big Ben, and that's intercepted. Ronald Darby returns it. And just like that, Washington, they're back in this game. Another bad throw by Big Ben. Extra point is good, and now it's a 3-point game.
24-21 ball game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So it looks like Washington's going to go for the onside kick.
Field goal, and here comes the onside kick.
And the Steelers, they're going to pick it up.
And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3 and out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted.
And here's Connor up the middle. And he'll go down, getting this inside the 30.
Time to shine. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
And here's Connor. And he'll go down, getting us to the 26. A gain of 3.
Defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
What a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score.
2nd and 7, Connor, and Connor's going to get the 1st down. And now Washington, they're going to use a timeout.
As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 here for Pittsburgh at the 12. And Connor, he's going to run. And he'll go down, getting us to the 11.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know the speed is all mark in today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
2nd and 9. And Connor, and he's going to score a Steeler touchdown. So with that, that should just about seal this game.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally.
Washington did not need to give up that touchdown there. But instead, they gave up the score. So with that, it looks like the Steelers are going to win this game. And unfortunately for Washington, that losing streak of theirs, it's going to continue. And this one's not going to be returned. So Washington, they're going to take over, but with plenty of little time remaining.
Down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor for their losing streak. In danger of continuing as they come up on first down.
If you're Washington, if you want to still have a shot, which they pretty don't, because after they gave up that last touchdown, they probably don't have another chance. Smith downfield and it's incomplete. 20 seconds left.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. And we can expect more passes like that downfield.
Smith downfield, and that one's incomplete. 14 seconds left.
He was looking for Trey Quinn that time. An important play right here, 3rd and 10. And I would expect pressure here. And now it's 3rd down.
So 3rd and 10 here for Washington.
Now it's Smith.
Smith downfield, and that's intercepted. RJ Smart picks it off, and with that, that's going to do it. That is going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Washington did everything they could. Scored on their last drive, got the pick 6, but then the Steelers took it downfield. Well, actually got the onside kick, took it down, and scored with James Conner getting the game-clinching touchdown. And with that, the Steelers are going to win this game. So the Steelers, they're going to go to 9-3 with a win here, setting themselves a major contender for the playoffs still, as they move to 9-3. And unfortunately for Washington, their losing streak continues. They're now 0-12.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right?
Washington did everything they could. They did everything they could to fight off the Steeler team, but it just didn't help.
So for Pittsburgh, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Washington, that first win remains elusive. They drop to 0-12 now with the loss here. And they'll try and get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gunn. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Wow. All of a sudden, I really have no words. I really don't know what to say for this Washington team, because the way they have been playing so far this season, it just hasn't worked out in their favor. Because that's now their 12th loss on the season with still no wins. And we still have 4 weeks left of the season to go. So they're going to have to get things together, or else they might have a winless season. because we still have 4 weeks left, so they have an opportunity to get things together. But the Steelers get a 31-21 win at home, so they win by 10 points here, beating Washington. Here are the stats. Big Ben, over 300 yards thrown it, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's going to have to deal with that. He's going to have to get better with that. And Alex Smith threw for only 92 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he got sacked 5 times. And look at the completion. Only 2 for 9. They just wasn't counting on the passing game in this one. They just wasn't counting on it. And not only that, Smith kept getting sacked. So that was the issue. So here's the running game. James Conner, 17 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. R.J. Watt, 11 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. And Alex Smith only ran for a yard. And here's the receiving. DeAnthony Abdul-Jabbar continues his great season with 11 catches, 291 yards and 3 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin, a catch for 85 yards and a touchdown. Chase Claypool, 3 catches for 42 yards. And R.J. Watt, a catch for 7 yards. So for Pittsburgh, they move a step closer from being maybe the 5th seed in the AFC playoffs as they move to 9-3. And in week 14, they'll head up to Buffalo to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Washington, another week, another loss. What can they do? As they fall to now 0-12 on the season. And they're gonna have another shot to somehow end this losing streak when they head up to Santa Clara to face off with Jimmy Garoppolo, and the San Francisco 49ers, a former teammate of Alex Smith. So Alex Smith is going to be returning to Santa Clara for the first time. But anyway, this is going to do it. If you enjoyed this game, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And next up, we're going to be in the Meadowlands, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. The unbeaten New York Jets looking to continue their unbeaten season as they host the Las Vegas Raiders.